Welcome to the Cabral Concept, where board-certified naturopath and integrative health practitioner Dr. Stephen Cabral shares how he was diagnosed at the age of 17 with a life-altering illness and given no hope for recovery. It was only after studying and traveling all over the world did he discover how to combine ancient Ayurvedic healing practices with state-of-the-art naturopathic and functional medicine to fully rebalance the body and re-energize it with life. It's time to discover how to get well, lose weight, and finally feel alive again. And now, here's your host, Dr. Stephen Cabral.
Welcome, everyone. We're here today on our Friday review. Love being able to close the week with you before we get into our Cabral house calls on the weekend. I have, and again, they're melting here right beside me, so I want to make sure I dive into today's show. But I've got some food-based reviews for you. Basically, this is a lunch that I reviewed during our detox that people love the video. So by popular demand, I'm simply sharing with you the exact vegetables I always have in my freezer that I'm probably eating twice a week to maybe even 3 times because they're easy go-tos. It makes the simplest lunch very inexpensive. I'll share that with you here today. A random sparkling water and mineral water that actually tastes delicious, but it's such a strange brand. I'll share that with you here today as well. Podcast recap, of course. I'll go over what's going on at Equilife. I've got 2 research studies. One is going to push you back to episode 2195. If you haven't listened to that, please do. That's, I'd say, destined to be a big show because it was some pretty wild research that I was not expecting myself. But again, that's why we have to keep an open mind. We have to understand the greater scope and picture around it and then just allow it to, resonate into our brains here. And the last one, the exact amount of zinc you need in order to boost the immune system and decrease the incidence of the virus. All right, so let's get into it. We are now, February 11th, I think the show debuts. February 11th is the day. And I'm telling you right now, and it's pretty wild because for me, I know I record these shows about maybe 7 days or so in advance, not too much in advance, maybe 10th max. And we're just closing out January here. It was such a wild month. I mean, it really was. Being able to debut the longevity line, if you haven't heard about it yet, 14 new products, all science-backed, 18 months in the making. Things like cardio support, daily brain support, daily hair support, our mitochondrial booster, cell boost, our Inflammasoothe for supporting healthy levels of inflammation. We've got our whole hormone line, a natural hormone line to support testosterone, estrogen, progesterone, DHEA. Couldn't be more proud of the team. The new labels, if you haven't seen them yet, are out of this world. I mean, they are absolutely fantastic. Eventually, all the product labels will look like this, just different colors. So excited. Ayubowen was a dream come true. You probably heard about it by now, but it's going to be a brand new app in end of March, early April, and that is literally bringing to life the de-stress protocol. It's going to have everything from nutrition to exercise to binaural beats. I cannot wait for it. Really can't. That's going to be debuting, I guess, in just about 2 months. So all Ayubowen members are going to have free access to that app. And the thing I'm most excited about, because you know my mission, to bring at-home health testing to the world. And that's because everybody struggles with something, right? Whether it's energy, wellness, health, weight loss, skin, aging-based issues. And every single one of those things has an underlying root cause. And the truth is that we've only been told part of the equation from conventional medicine. And that's conventional medicine believes that genetics is the root cause of everything. When you end up getting sick, there's nothing you can do except be put on a pharmaceutical drug. And many of us have just understood and learned and studied that this is simply not the case. And we're not being taught that everything that caused that dis-ease can be undone as well. It worked for me. It's worked for millions, tens of millions of other people. And I want to share that with you as well. So the question is always, I just don't know if right now is the right time to run an at-home health test. I don't know about this. I don't know about that. We're saying this. Listen, for the things that you're already doing anyways, which is using a daily activated multivitamin or daily nutritional support or omega-3s or magnesium. Okay, you connect with us at Equilife. Allow us to create that for you, manufacture that for you, we're going to give you free at-home health tests every 90 days. So I couldn't be more excited about that. If you haven't heard about it yet, go to StephenCabral.com/Ayubowan, and that's AYUBOWAN. You'll get to hear the meaning behind Ayubowan and all the amazing things that come along with it. So amazing. I just want to give you a couple of other updates because this has been a busy month. I don't think that I've ever worked more, but a more exciting month for our community as well. Over 3,000 people now in Ayubowan. Pretty phenomenal. I think it was 3,600 the last time I checked. The podcast, we were hoping, like this year, 2022, we want to hit, we want to increase our reach. We want to reach more people. We want to be teaching every single day. That's our goal. We want to be like a little over 1 million downloads per month. We'd love that more people come into our community. That's the whole goal. It's completely free. Share this education. Have a searchable index at StephenCabral.com/podcast. Get it out to people. Well, we had over 2 million downloads in January. Completely blew us away. I was blown away in just 30 days, over 2 million downloads. And that was because more of you are sharing the podcast with other people. We didn't do anything special. We didn't advertise in any way. It's all organic growth. And again, I couldn't be more excited about that. We also had another 100 IHP students come into the Integrative Health Practitioner Institute to become certified health coaches to fulfill another mission we have, which is to put a health coach in every home. Because the goal is you can't teach the next generation without this generation knowing about natural health. So all of this to say, thank you. Equal Life, Integrative Health Practitioner Institute, the Cabral Concept Podcast. It's really feeling like it's all coming together. And it's such an amazing thing because, this is the thing that I never want to charge for. This is the thing that I always want to be free. I want this to be open access. I want it to go on forever so that there's thousands and thousands of shows and there's a show on every single health topic. And thank you for helping us make that happen. I always feel like, wow, it's been 20 years, 20 years of just hard work, dedication, mission driven, knowing what we want. And I just feel like it's kind of like all coming together. So amazing community. Couldn't do this without you. Appreciate you. All right. What is going on over at Equal Life? Let's get into that. It is, and I believe I have it right behind me, so I'm going to grab it for you. And I don't, because it is next door, and that is my daily mushroom support. Well, I'd love to be able to show the bottle to you, but I can actually show it to you inside of my supplement container here. And hopefully we can pop it up on the screen if you're watching this on video at StephenCabral.com/2198. That is where all of today's show notes will be. We'll pop it right up here, the daily mushroom support. And this is a product that I've been using now all winter long. And you just take 3 capsules per day. Super simple to use. Daily mushroom support. And what does that do? Well, it does exactly what it says it's going to do. It not only helps to boost that immune system, it also helps with balancing or supporting healthy levels of inflammation. It helps with cognitive-based ability because of the turkey tail and the other nutrients that increase blood flow as well. And it's been shown and has actually helped for quite a number of people. And this is mainly because of reishi mushroom and a few others in there for herpes-based viruses, allergies, and immune imbalances as well. So again, we're not providing any medical advice. We're not saying it treats any diseases, but I would look into it, especially if you've been dealing with a little bit lowered immunity or worried about the immune system overall, any herpes-based virus issues, allergies, etc. So check it out. And here's the thing, it's completely free, right? I'm not a big marketer. I don't like to push things on you, but I love to share what I do. And I love to share what our community is really engaged with. So daily mushroom support, it's completely free. I believe it's a $50 product, $49 product, and yours completely free. So all qualifying orders at Equal Life, you will get a free bottle while supplies last. For more details, go to StephenCabral.com/shop. All right, podcast recap of the week, 2194, the Milgram experiment. If you didn't check out that podcast, you have to understand what the Milgram experiment is, because we're more or less living in it right now. And I want to make sure that we're all cognitively aware of what is going on in society. And I think that will help to a great degree. 2195 was what oils are the best for cooking and what oils never to cook with. And I went through these pretty detailed because some of the oils that are actually can be quite healthy for you are extremely detrimental if you cook with them. It's because they become oxidized, they create polar compounds, acrylamides, and all sorts of different things that you do not want to ingest in your body. They're as bad as pesticides, if not worse. All right, so check those out. That was 2195. 2196 was your top 10 detox questions answered. Let me see if I can say that again. Your top 10 detox questions answered. Check that out. And then yesterday was a big show on how stress can, and not just stress, I would say stress related to the virus, can equal weight gain, which can equal disease. And so I went through all that. That's an important show. That was a Harvard research study, and that's episode 2197. All right, so every single week, I love bringing you product reviews because I love trying out new products in this industry. So many people text me all sorts of new products all the time, like, hey, you have to try this, you have to try that. Okay, I'm going to give them a shot. I mean, for the most part, if I want to use it, if it's something that I think I'd enjoy, I give them a shot. I've got about like a half a dozen lab tests over there that I'm going to try from different companies. I've got all sorts of different things, including this strange one right here. Now, again, I'm going to give you my take on this, but it's called liquid death. Yep, liquid death. Look at that skull and whatever is kind of like oozing out. It almost looks like an NFT now. You know, all the bored apes and all the mutated apes and all that. Well, that's kind of what it looks like. So they have sparkling, which I'm holding right now, and they also have non-sparkling water. I tried both, and it's straight from the Alps. So we're talking about like French Alps, Swiss Alps, and that's where the water's coming from. And the whole thing is like murder your thirst, sparkling water, but it's genuine water. So let's go through it right now. So once cracked, no thirst is safe from liquid death. After ritually dismembering its thirst victims, this brutal can of water used you know what? I'm not even going to go into this because there could be kids in the car listening. We keep this a family show. So here's the thing. I don't really get it because the mission behind the company is to get rid of plastic water bottles. So the mission is aluminum cans. So aluminum is recyclable. Plastic, I hate to break it, they don't always recycle because it sometimes costs more for certain cities or municipals to recycle plastic. And so they just end up throwing it away, which is obviously a crime against not just the planet, but humanity as well, because it affects all of us. So this company has a great mission, and that's to make cans more recyclable. Now, we know that there's like Just Water. I've tried those as well. Those are typically more plastic lined, but anyway. But this water is actually pretty fantastic. So that's the funny thing is like this is actually really good tasting water. It's strange to drink water out of an aluminum can. I won't deny that, but you can get used to it. And you can crush these, you can easily recycle them. So I don't know how I feel about the company's marketing in general, but it is good water, and it's certainly more recyclable than a plastic bottle. Anyway, if you want to check them out and their interesting marketing campaign, it's called Liquid Death. All right. So moving on from that, we're going to go over, though, something else I wanted to review with you, which is the 3 vegetables I always keep frozen in my refrigerator, and I eat them at least twice a week. And the reason is that I don't have a lot of time during the day. I really don't. I condense what I consider a 14-hour day into about like 10 hours, and I just kind of stuff it all in there and make it all work. So now you're probably saying, well, you go for a walk at lunch. That's typically true. That is typically true. But there's not time to walk, go get a lunch now, which I used to do. I used to very much enjoy that. But I want to make sure I'm getting home earlier. I want to make sure that I'm being there with my family, spend more time with them in the morning, all those things. So again, I have my life set up in a very specific way now that works for me, but it's definitely maximized right to the 15-minute, interval here. So here's the thing though. This is the easiest lunch I've been doing for quite some time. And you can make it in a toaster oven, which I've done before, or you can make it in a regular oven. What you do is you just need a baking pan, put down some non-bleached parchment paper, and here are the 3 vegetables that I use 1 cup of each. So the first one is organic riced cauliflower. So what does it look like when you push it out of the bag? It looks like white rice, but it's actually just shaved cauliflower. That's all it is, and frozen. All of these are frozen. Why? Because it stays fresh and it's always available for when I need it. Now, if you're using frozen vegetables, you will miss out on the natural enzymes. There's no doubt about it, but you still get a lot of those vitamins and minerals, and you still get a whole lot of antioxidants. And you know what? It's a lot better than a sandwich, right? So here's the thing. A lot of benefits. I have no problem with people doing frozen. It's convenient. It's easy. And rice cauliflower, 1 cup. It's basically, there's almost no calories in this. Listen, this is 3/4 of a cup. There's no fat. There's 3 carbs, but 2 of it's fiber. So it's basically 1 gram of carbs and there's 1 gram of protein. You can eat this bag if you'd like. I wouldn't. You might have some serious digestive issues. But you know, there's nothing in this, and it's obviously. So then, if you had the same amount of white rice, it'd be about 40 grams of carbs. And again, I'm not against carbohydrates, but this is an easy switch: rice cauliflower. The second one, you probably already guessed it. Broccoli, right? So I don't go a day essentially without eating broccoli. It's at least 5 days a week I eat broccoli. Now, broccoli. I've talked about all the nutrients before that it has. One of the most powerful in sulforaphane, which is anti-cancer, essentially antioxidant and amino acid that helps the liver go through what's called phase 2 detoxification. But these are broccoli florets. I'm not a fan of the stem. You're not getting a whole lot of nutrients in the stem. What you really want is the buds on top, the flowers on top, the floret. And so what do? I put about a cup of broccoli on that pan as well. All these are organic, super simple. They're pre-chopped. It takes me 1 minute to put them on the pan. It takes about 20 minutes for them to heat up. And then I will talk about it next week, most likely. But I put olive oil on it, a little Himalayan sea salt, and I put hemp hearts. That's it. Easy, go-to, super high antioxidant, anti-inflammatory lunch. But there's one more ingredient that I use. And if you are someone who does not have to worry about weight loss and that you're okay or you're maintaining your weight, you can check out butternut squash. This is organic butternut squash. And this right here, again, if you're worried, 3/4 of a cup, 12 grams of carbs, 1 fiber, 2 total sugar. That's just part of the butternut squash. 1 gram of protein. So you're not talking about a lot of calories in general. All of these basically are high in vitamin C, but especially the cauliflower and more specifically the butternut squash, which is high in vitamin A, high in vitamin C. Really great product. So what do I have? I have my whites for the immune system. I've got my greens, very powerful overall antioxidants for the human body. And then we've got oranges as well for the immune system. And then for the eyes, you could say as well. But those are easy. Again, it's a lot of food, very little calories, lots of nutrition, and it's an easy go-to. So you can go to your local health food store or Whole Foods, which is where I got those. Just get organic rice cauliflower, organic broccoli, organic butternut squash. You don't have to use butternut squash. You could do carrots. You could do whatever your favorite is and pop it in there, 1 cup each. That's how I'm getting to my 3 cups of my veggies right there. Add my hemp hearts, add my organic cold press olive oil, and you've got a simple lunch. Really fantastic. All right. So that is that. We're going to go over our herb of the week. We're fitting a lot into our Friday review this week, but I want to make sure that we get in our herb of the week. You know what we'll do? We'll do a quick recap on research number 1, and then I'll go on to research number 2. All right. So I want to bring this to you every single Friday, bringing you one herb of the week. This week is horsetail. You might say, what is horsetail? Why are you talking about horsetail? Here's the thing. Horsetail, I've been recommending for a couple of years now. And the reason is that it's clinically proven to help with your hair, your skin, your nails, and your bones. And although that seems strange, it's been used in Greek medicine and Roman medicine now for thousands of years. And one of the reasons why it works so well is it contains a high amount of silica. Silica has been known now for quite some time, clinically proven, to help regrow hair. It actually makes the hair thicker and help with the bones, help with your nails, help with your skin, even helps with wound healing as well, which it's clinically proven to do besides the others. So We know it's great for the hair, the skin, the nails. It's in our daily hair support. Any type of great silica product is going to have that. We have Horsetail in ours as well. 300 milligrams. Plus, we have bamboo, which contains another 35 milligrams, 24.5 technically of silica as well. So it's a great product. Again, these are all clinically proven to do what they say they're going to. Horsetail is a great one for that silica, but I also wanted to bring you that it has a specific anti-inflammatory based action in the body, which may inhibit certain lymphocytes. It has antimicrobial activity, which may actually be protective against yeast overgrowth, bacterial overgrowth, staph, E. coli, and candida. Its powerful antioxidants also help with oxidative damage, stress, and aging. And it may actually help to rebalance healthy levels of blood sugar as well. So pretty impressive. I love to be able to share these herbs with people. I think that nature has provided us with so much, and it's amazing to be able to use a lot of these extracts for exactly what we're looking for. All right. Research number 1, I said I was going to do a quick recap for you, and that was episode 2195. Again, it was just 3 days ago. I want you to check this out because it's pretty amazing, but we've been told all sorts of things about what to cook with and what not to cook with. And what it turns out is that even more powerful than a saturated fat, the most saturated of fats like coconut oil, olive oil, extra virgin olive oil, I should say, actually did a better job, not at smoke point, which is not the most important for your overall health. That's the most important for cooking maybe, but not for overall health, is that extra virgin olive oil actually outperformed the avocado oil, which we thought may win. It outperformed coconut oil, which we thought may win because it's a saturated fat, and it's actually a super saturated fat. But it beat all of them. It beat, obviously, canola oil and rice bran oil and grapeseed oil and others. And the reason it did it is because it is the most monounsaturated and the least amount of polyunsaturated. And that seemed to be the difference maker. The higher amount of oleic acid, the higher amount of antioxidants allowed it to oxidize to a far less degree than the others that I just mentioned. So if you really want the skinny on what oils to cook with, what ones not to cook with, up to what temperature, and also, do I even believe in cooking with oils or not? Check out episode 2195. That's StephenCabral.com/2195. All right. One more for you here today. Second research study. Want to bring this to you. And again, I have the research for you at 2195 as well on olive oil. But this was an important one. It really was. So this is looking at using zinc, things like zinc picolinate, and how they performed against COVID-19. And so these were conducted at 2 clinics in South Florida. There were 104 people. There ended up being whittled down to 96 people total. And they were given zinc in 4 different groups. So some of them were just given a placebo. The ages were 50 to 84 years old. And let's see, they took out people in the study with any type of current or previous COVID-based infection. So then they split them into the placebo group that got nothing. Then they split into a group that got 10 milligrams a day, another group that got 25 milligrams a day, and another group that got 50 milligrams of zinc per day. And zinc picolinate is what they were using. So what it found was that zinc supplementation resulted in significantly fewer COVID infections compared to the no zinc group, even though the treatment group participants were an average of 3 years older and had 15% more participants than the basically the control placebo group. So the people who were older, they were more susceptible to COVID in the first place, and there were more of them. And so you should see a more statistically significant number, but they weren't. So only 2 participants, 1.92% in the zinc group, got symptomatic COVID-based infections compared to 10.42%. So quite a significant difference in the no zinc group. So then I always like to dive deeper into the research. I say, okay, but what group won? Like, who needed the most zinc? Well, believe it or not, 10 milligrams was enough. 10 milligrams every day, though, was the dose. So when I looked at that, I'm like, that's pretty remarkable. I think that, so here's the thing, 10 milligrams, easy to get. Right? Most adult dosages are 12 milligrams to 15 milligrams, some even 25 milligrams. So super easy to get that. Even the daily nutritional support or daily activated multi at 15 milligrams right there. So literally you're covered. Now, the interesting thing is I think we would see play out, because this is proven as well for boosting the immune system. If you were to end up getting the virus, you'd want to go higher dose, because most people show 50 to 75 milligrams for acute usage, meaning 2 to 3 weeks above 50 milligrams. Seems to work really well to destroy viral replication, but that would mean getting it in the first place, allowing it to replicate, right? So again, I like to bring you the research, exactly what it shares. And again, for myself, I use about 35 milligrams of zinc per day. Yep, 35 milligrams. And then if I do get sick, I'll take that up to 50, not typically more. But if I need more, then I'll take 50 to 75. 75 is my upper limit, and I only use that for a maximum of 3 weeks. And then I'll bring it down between 35 and 50 milligrams, which is really the upper dosage, so you're not pushing the immune system too much. So there you have it. I wanted to bring you that research. Again, I love how whoever it is, anything to do with conventional medicine, says that there's no way that you can stay healthy, that there's no hope to be able to stay healthy. But, I would beg to differ. And I believe that the science actually does beg to differ as well. So hopefully this has been helpful. Thank you so much. Appreciate you. Enjoy your weekend, and tune in tomorrow as we go through our Cabral house calls. Take care, everyone. Thank you so much for tuning into today's show. And before you go, as a valued listener, I need to make sure that you know about how you can actually get a $50 product completely free this week over at Equilife. It is literally $49.95, the Daily Mushroom Immune Support. It is one of the most powerful mushroom products out there. Here's why. It contains almost 2 grams of mushrooms per serving. That is a large dose. That means you're actually getting clinical dosages of these scientifically proven mushroom-based extracts. Let me share with you what some of them are. You've got reishi blend, which reishi is one of the most powerful mushrooms in and of itself, that it can actually help balance the overall healthy levels of immune system. Chaga, which is used for endurance and stamina, has lion's mane, which is great for the brain and thinking and focus. Cordyceps, which is used for endurance and so much more. Maitake and shiitake, which are actually used for the immune system. Agaricus, great for the brain, great for the cardiovascular system. And turkey tail, which is used for the immune system, circulatory, brain as well. Like I said, this is a very powerful mushroom-based blend. It can be used on a daily basis, and it's honestly as simple as taking 1 capsule at 3 meals or taking 3 capsules all at once, your choice, any meal of the day. It can help with so many immune-related issues, and also supporting healthy levels of inflammation, as well as energy, and so much more. I'd love for you to check it out. You can head on over to stevencabral.com/shop. Click on the banner and learn more about the Daily Mushroom Immune Support. And you can get a free $49.95 bottle on us in all qualifying orders over at stevencabral.com/shop.